Before we open the first page of Scripture, we must understand that Genesis is not merely a record of beginnings. It is a revelation of foundations. It answers the questions that sit quietly beneath every human heart. Where did we come from? Why are we here? Who holds authority over all things? And more importantly, who holds us? Genesis does not begin with humanity. It does not begin with struggle, culture, or history. It begins with God. That is intentional, because everything else only makes sense when He is first. If we misunderstand the beginning, we will misunderstand identity. If we remove God from the foundation, everything built afterward becomes unstable. But when we return to the beginning as Scripture presents it, we discover something steady, something unshakable. In the beginning, God. Scripture does not argue for Him. It introduces Him. Before light, before time, before structure, before human history, God was already there. This is where our faith must begin, not with our fears, not with our needs, not with our questions, but with God. The earth was formless and empty. Darkness covered the deep, and yet the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. Notice this carefully. Even in chaos, God was present. Even in emptiness, He was near. He did not abandon the darkness. He hovered over it. Some seasons of our lives feel like that, unformed, uncertain, quiet, even heavy. But Genesis teaches us that darkness is not proof of God's absence. Sometimes it is simply the stage before His word is spoken. The Spirit hovers before He speaks. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Creation begins with a word, not with struggle, not with effort, not with negotiation. God speaks, and reality responds. Light obeys, order emerges, structure forms. This reveals something powerful. When God speaks, He is not offering suggestions. He is establishing truth. His word creates what did not exist before. That same God still speaks, through Scripture, through conviction, through His Spirit. When He speaks into your life, He brings clarity to confusion and light to darkness. God separates the light from the darkness. He does not blend them. He does not blur them. He distinguishes them. In a world that constantly mixes truth with compromise, Genesis reminds us that God creates boundaries. And those boundaries are not cruelty. They are protection. Light is meant to shine. Darkness is not meant to rule. As the days unfold, we see something else. God creates structure before He fills it. He forms the sky before birds fly. He gathers the seas before fish swim. He brings forth land before humanity walks upon it. There is order. There is intention. There is preparation. Sometimes we ask God for filling when He is still forming. We want fruit while He is building roots. But Genesis shows us that God prepares environments before He releases life. He is never random. He is never careless. He builds foundations before blessing. Then comes a shift in tone. Let us make man in our image. Everything else was spoken into existence, but humanity is described with deliberation, with intimacy, with purpose. You were not created casually. You were formed to reflect Him. To carry His image means you carry dignity that no failure can erase and no human opinion can redefine. Your worth is not earned. It is embedded in your design. God gives humanity dominion over the earth, but it is delegated authority. We rule under Him. This is stewardship, not ownership. Power detached from reverence leads to destruction. Genesis establishes a principle from the very beginning. Authority must remain submitted to God. Again and again, God looks at what He has made and declares it good. And when humanity is created, He calls it very good. Before sin entered, before brokenness distorted creation, the original design was good. That means your foundation is not shame. It is goodness shaped by God. Genesis 1 is not just a story about how the world began. It is a revelation of who God is and who we are in relation to Him. He is first. He brings order from chaos. He speaks life. He establishes boundaries. He creates with intention. He gives identity and purpose. And the same God who said, "Let there be light," still speaks today. When your heart feels dark, He speaks. When your path feels unclear, He speaks. When your life feels unformed, He hovers, and then He speaks. So let us return to the beginning. Let our faith begin not with panic, but with God. Not with noise, but with His word. Not with confusion, but with His order. In the beginning, God. And that is still enough. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more biblical teachings and share this video to bless others. See you in the next study.